Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Stone, and I'm going to be your instructor for the coming 8 weeks for your medical terminology class. I'm really excited to work with all of you. So this first video that you're watching, I'm going to go through the syllabus and just generally scroll through the Moodle site and show you what this course is going to be about. It is 8 weeks, it is online, and it is asynchronous, except for really the two quizzes that you'll be taking. Everything else, really, you could do at any time for some people who like to get ahead. Each week, I'll post a video further explaining that week's modules and open that up on Monday morning. But this video will always be there, kind of going over the whole overview should you ever need to go back and review. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and first, just go to our Moodle website. Okay, so here is our getting started, and you'll note as I scroll through, if I ever put announcements, they will be here. Here you can click on to get to the syllabus, which I'm going to go through. Here you can click on to read a little bio about me. Um, Oops, I had two sections for announcements, so I'll get rid of one of those. You're going to see there's also some class resources. So some free medical dictionary that's online, resources just for online learners. This is a link to all of the Quizlets that have been created that are related to the different modules that you will do, but they're also all embedded by module each week, okay? Here's just a document about going over best practices for doing discussion posts. This is what it's going to look like. You can see that it's hidden, right? But for week one, the introduction, and we'll be covering into integumentary. There's always going to be a learning resources, so readings and the associated PowerPoints from your textbook. There's also going to be an area where there's activities and assignments. So you might find things like a discussion post, but certainly you're always going to click on a link and find the assignments to do. The assignments for this class is all about active learning. So you'll find that there's going to be for each week labeling of for the different systems that we're working on that you'll print out, label, write them in or type them in however you want, and then you'll have to upload them for me. And then there's also case studies that we are uploaded for you to do that are fillable PDFs that you can type right in and upload. But also there's always going to be case studies, additional ones for each chapter in your book. And I encourage you to do as many of those that are going to help you to be successful. You'll see here for each week, there's also a section with study tools, and these are going to be Quizlets that will help you to study and prepare for the quizzes that we will have, which will be two of them. So just scrolling through, you can see that every week is going to have the same layout, week 1 through 8, and I will have a separate video. I know I'm going fast, but I will have a separate video also for week 1, just to kind of go through that in a little more in depth. So the next thing I'm going to do is now I'm just going to open up our syllabus. Okay. So you're going to see again, this is Bio 115, Medical Terminology. This is the Fall 2 course, and we are going to be running this from October 20th through December 13th. 8 weeks will go incredibly fast. So it's fully online. We will never meet in person, but certainly I'm always available by appointment. We can set up a Zoom anytime or a telephone call. Here's my email should you need to reach me. I also am very good about checking my email and responding quickly, so you can always reach me this way. I'm not going to read through the entire course description for you. You can read through all of this also on your own, but we're really here to make sure that you understand key terms related to medical technology, and it's going to help really provide a foundation for a lot of different careers in healthcare that hopefully you all are thinking about going into. Here are your course learning outcomes for the semester. We're going to do a variety of different teaching and learning methods during the semester, as you can see here. And then I'll show you what the breakdown of that is in a minute. You're going to have your required textbook. So this is an actual textbook, but it also can be just an e-text. And here are some options for buying it. Here is just some recommended textbook and a high quality medical dictionary. So we've actually already posted the Harvard free dictionary also on the site, so you could also use that and not have to buy a book. The grading criteria here, you can see that is set by Anna Maria. Now here's our course grading for Bio 115. So there are two quizzes. They're each worth 20% for a total of 40% of the final grade. You'll have weekly assignments that are labeling and also case study assignments. There will be 8 sets of those, and those are each worth 4% for a total of 32%. You have 2 discussion posts, and each one will be worth 4%, and that for a total of 8% of your final grade. And then you have one larger case study assignment. So you'll have to write up the case study assignment in week 6, and then you'll have to make a presentation and record yourself doing that for week 7 for a total of 20%. And I'm going to go over that. So for your quizzes, so there's going to be a midterm at week 4 and a final in week 8. So obviously everything is remote and online through the this Moodle platform. And it will most likely be a combination of multiple choice and true false questions. There will be a total of 50 questions, and you have 90 minutes to complete each quiz. You are able to use your course resources. However, you must take the test individually, and it should reflect your own understanding of the content. It will be helpful to review all the assignments that we give you, assigned case studies, as well as the additional case studies in the book, as well as study tools like Quizlets that we post for you in Moodle. And you must complete the quiz in one sitting. For the weekly assignments, like I said, are going to be posted in each weekly module, and most of them are going to be worksheets or short case studies for you to complete. And these weekly assignments will be graded either that you completed them, meaning you did all of the assignments that were listed, you partially completed the assignments, or you did not complete them, or poor effort. So each weekly assignment will vary what you have to do, but they are all worth 100 points. Discussion posts are going to be, there's only 2 of them on weeks 1 and 4. You do need to post the initial response by 11:59 on Wednesday of each week that they are due. And then you need to respond to one other classmate at a minimum. You can do more. And the student, so you have to post 2 times total, one your post and one to another student. That is how you will get the points for this. The replies are due no later than 11:59 on Sunday, so that's to your peer. And demonstrate more depth and thought than just saying things like "I agree" or "You are wrong." Okay. The initial post should be a minimum of 300 words, and all replies should be a minimum of 150 words. The assignment will be graded using the discussion board rubric, and this assignment is also worth 100 points. So for your discussion board, grading rubric here, you can see that you can score points in the areas of timeliness and participation, making sure that you post everything on time. Initial post has the content and depth that is required, is minimum of 300 words, and the reply is engaging and has also displays depth and is a minimum of 150 words. And so you can get a variety of points related to how well those are done for each of your 2 discussion posts. The case study assignment is the big assignment for this course. It is due in weeks 6 and 7 because the written part will be due in week 6 and the presentation part will be due in week 7. And I will speak to this again when it's week 6 and week 7, but you're going to create your own original case. By week 6, you will have done many case studies as part of your assignments. So what you're going to do is write an original case study that applies the medical terms and concepts that you learned throughout the semester. And it should be a short fictional story told from a patient, family member, or healthcare professional's perspective, incorporating at least 5 medical terms related to anatomy, symptoms, procedures, or treatments. The project includes a written component of at least 2 paragraphs with an image and proper API citations, as well as a short PowerPoint. So the paper part is due week 6, and then for week 7, a PowerPoint and a 5-minute recorded presentation highlighting your case. You'll also need to include a list of medical terms with their word parts and definitions. Plus, you are going to write 3 comprehension questions at the end of the assignment. This assignment is worth a total of 20% of your grade and due in the 2 parts, written part in week 6 and presentation in week 7. There's a rubric for this as well. So the guidelines here is that your case study title must have a descriptive title. It must be at least 2 paragraphs. You need to have at least 5 medical terms. Your case study must have an image. You must cite your sources in your research and source of your image using APA format. And you can draw your own image if you like. And you must provide that list of medical terms and have at least 3 questions at the end. Here are some resources to help you when you're looking up information for your case study. This is the rubric for the completion of your assignment. So this is for the written part, which is worth 50 points, due in week 6, related to case study content, medical terms, comprehension questions, writing quality, and APA citations. And then you have the presentation submission, which is worth 50 points. Here's for the PowerPoint, presentation delivery, term explanation, comprehension question, and overall cohesion is the what we're looking for week 7. Under college policies, you can see this is an 8-week course, and you can look at the calendar here. There is an add drop period, and the last day to withdraw for a full refund is 5 business days from the start of class. And you can see information here about tuition and withdrawal at that link right there. The late policy, so written assignments are due according to all posted due dates, okay? And you're expected to submit all written work completely by those due dates. If you needed an extension, you need to ask for it, and I'm willing to do that, but you just have to ask before the due date. Otherwise, late assignments would result in a grade of reduction of 10% per day, including weekends and holidays. Students should expect to spend about 2 hours per week on coursework outside of the classroom. So 1 hour spent in the classroom or clinical. Coursework can include, all the readings, the assignments, watching videos, things like that. So let's see, this is a 3-credit class, so it would be about 6 hours per week of work. Accommodations and support, should you need any additional accommodations or support through Anna Maria, students would, you can go to Disability Services, and this is the link right here to talk to them and get that process started. We do value being professional and respectful of one another. You can read through that, some of our values here at Anna Maria, related to communication. So I don't have any posted office hours. They would be by appointment, but my contact information is listed on the first page, and I'm very willing to meet or talk at any time that we can find that is convenient for both of us. So do make sure that you reach out to me by email, and I will respond. And if we ever need to set up a time, we can do that. You should follow proper communication skills as outlined here when communicating with faculty. You can read here as well the code of conduct for Anna Maria, also about our academic honesty policy, our policy also on artificial intelligence. Okay, so that is our syllabus, which also includes really everything you need to know about the assignments for the course. Like I said, I will also be posting a video each week. So I will post another video for you to watch this week just about the week 1 assignment and opening up Moodle and taking a look at that. Oh, I'm sorry. I think actually, 1 second. I think I wasn't done yet. Sorry, let me go back to that. And I just wanted to end on the outline. So you can see here, again, week by week, our modules, and you can see each week on Moodle. But here you can see as well, in the end of the syllabus here, we have what the week dates are, what the topics are for each week, what the readings are. So those are the chapters in your medical terminology book. You also have your assignments here. So this first week you have a discussion post and weekly assignments. So make sure you pay attention to get all of those done. And it follows the same outline here from week 1 all the way through to week 8, going over what system, the reading, and also the assignments for each week. Okay, so scrolling through the end here, and now I can stop sharing. That is it for your syllabus review. Please do reach out should you have any questions, and I hope you have a great first week of medical terminology. Bye-bye.